last month's Quantum Leopard competition. Whoa. Please put your hands together. Your next at the fabulous one of the magnificent Sally Firth.
Well, hello everyone. It's lovely to see you, though you probably weren't expecting to see me. I'm usually cage fighting on Saturdays. Thank you. Unfortunately, I've been banned. Something to do with not understanding what no holds barred means. So James said I could come back and do some stand-up comedy. I've got a lot of time on my hands since the Samaritans asked me to leave. I did try adult education, but words cannot describe the humiliation that was life drawing for beginners. I know they say a bad workman blames his tools, but there are some images not even a 6B pencil can capture. So, as James said, my name's Sally and I'm married to Roger. He's an oxymoron. By that I mean he's too stupid to be allowed to breathe. For my birthday, he bought me a gym membership. I was hoping for a widow's pension. The other day I arrived at aerobics and there was a new lady standing in my space. So I shot her. No, of course I didn't. I bided my time. And when she was picking up some hand weights, I dropped some ketamine into her water bottle. Are you all right? Roger and I have both had all our jabs, but I prefer to keep my distance. For example, I have my lunch, usually a tuna baguette and a chicken cup of soup, on a tray in front of the television so I can... Whoops. Whoa. Thank you. So I can catch up with the latest episode of My Lover, My Killer. If I want some light relief, there's always the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Roger has his lunch on a tray in his study because he's still working from home. Sometimes I mess with his head by taking him coffee in a mug marked tea. I always make sure to WhatsApp Roger before going upstairs, just in case he's getting some light relief. We don't want a repeat of the coronation fiasco. Roger also has an hour to himself most days when I go for my walk, during which time he can release his tensions. Now, ladies, we know that men have needs, but we don't have to be there when they satisfy them. Roger's like a lot of men, I suppose. He thinks about sex when he's doing other things. I think about other things. When I'm doing sex with Roger. He's not very romantic either. If I want my hand held, I have to go to the nail bar. Thank you. Sex with Roger. It's like going to the hairdresser. In the beginning, you're full of optimism, thinking this time it will be different. Halfway through, you realise you're not going to get the desired result. And at the end, even though you're disappointed, you say, "Thank you, that was lovely." When they show you your rear view in the mirror. And 6 weeks later, you have to do it all again. I have tried bringing a photograph to show what I wanted. But that didn't work. And as for offering a tip at the end, don't even go there. Now, you might think that Roger would be good at sex because he spends so much time practicing when I'm out. But sadly, that's not the case. All these years together, and he still needs a sat-nav to find my G-spot. We did try role play. Roger pretended he was head of the household. And I pretended I believed him. So you can understand how upset I was when Roger said to me recently, "You are so predictable. Why don't you ever surprise me? Dress up or something." So the next day when he got back from his walk, I did surprise him. I was wearing his mother's clothes. He wasn't laughing. I always thought he wanted me to be more like you, see, but it didn't go down well. I think it was too soon after her funeral. If I'd known Roger had a weak heart, I'd have done that ages ago. Anyway, the ambulance men were amazing. I take my hat off to them. It was Roger's mother's hat. Now that reminds me, years ago when our son Johnny was little, Roger refused to take me out to lunch on Mother's Day because he said I wasn't his mother. So this year on Father's Day I told him, "You're not Johnny's father." Some of you might think that was unkind, but Roger has been doing a number of things recently that really irritate me, like waking up. Having said that, when he's asleep, his snoring keeps me awake. I was thinking about buying an anti-snore pillow, but then I realised any pillow's anti-snore. If you put it over someone's face. A few days ago, I had a surprise. I was in the supermarket and I needed the loo. And you know what? They've got a condom machine in the ladies at Tesco. I know you're surprised. You thought I shopped at Waitrose, didn't you? As I was leaving Tesco, I was approached by a homeless man who said, "Any change?" I had to tell him, "Sorry, no. My husband's still useless in bed." Then when I got to the car park, a random man had a go at me for what he called selfish parking. So I stabbed him. No, of course I didn't. I waited till he was out of sight and then I keyed his car. I was a late starter sexually. I was 20. That's because I wanted the first one to be special. And he was. He had special requirements. He could only become aroused if I covered him in baby oil while he was watching videos of Only Fools and Horses. Then he asked me to dress up as Trigger. And to call him Dave. The one after that wanted to be treated like a baby, so I dressed him in a nappy and I popped him in a cot, and then I left him crying with a childminder while I had dinner with his dad. My next boyfriend was a masochist and he begged me to hurt him. so I slept with his best friend. He said that wasn't what he meant. So I had to think of something else. I waited and videoed the whole of the Japanese Grand Prix, and then, just as he sat down to watch it from the beginning, I told him who'd won. Anyway, I think it's time I left. I was on my way out this evening, and I tripped and fell over Roger's shoes in the hall, and he stuck his head out of the living room door and he said, "Careful." So I shot him. I've been Sally Firth. Thank you very much.